Good morning, friends. Welcome to Hocking Hills State Forest. We are Hocking Hills National Park adjacent here, and this is a trail I've done before in the past. About 2 years ago I was here, and I chose it then for the same reason I chose it now. It's beautiful, has all the trees, has all the attractions that Hocking Hills Park has, but very few of the people. This is a really quiet trail, as I recall. About 4 miles, 2 miles out, 2 miles back. Really gorgeous, lots of trees as you can see, and it's a beautiful quiet morning, and that really is what today is about. Just the quiet. I'm just coming off of a long, hard week, and I'm just looking forward to some silence and some space and time to enjoy myself. So that's the goal today. Obviously, brought the camera with me, hoping to get some nice images today. I should have a little bit of fall color. It's starting to turn, but it feels really late. It's already mid-October, and I've seen little to no color. There's a little bit here and there. Obviously, lots of leaves on the ground, which is something I love to photograph, so I'm sure I'll find something in there. But today, kind of about the peace and the quiet. And I love it. So let's go explore and see what there is to see here in this beautiful, quiet woods. We're not very far along, and I've already found my first shot. I've got this tree here that's fallen. Looks like it was probably cut off at one point for clearing of the trail, but the remaining log is hollowed out and very rotten. It's soft to the touch, but it's got this beautiful little bark pattern going on over here that just looks like it's melting and dripping down. So that's my shot, just kind of in close on that. Shooting, excuse me, shooting 4x5 here to get to, on the right hand side of my frame, the patterns kind of just trail off and become uninteresting, and on the left side there's some clumps and things that are a little distracting that I don't want in there, so the 4x5 gives me that perfect framing on this. Shooting this at an ISO 400 because it's a little dark in this canopy. It's pretty thick, lots of pine tree cover. Sun's only just coming up, so still a little bit on the dark side. So 400 is getting my shutter speed up to about 1.5 seconds at an f/16, f/14. 14 is just giving me a little bit of depth of field in here. I am taking some safety shots in my corners just to make sure I get a good focus all the way across this, because I do want to focus stack this and make sure I get all of it in focus, because this one's all about these textures and this pattern. Really, really great scene. I'll show you here what we're looking at on the back of my camera here. And here you can see it. Just all these great, ooh, I'm off the path. All these great patterns in this bark. Just looks like it's kind of dripping down there. A little more on the top and the bottom of my still frame here. I'll widen out here just a bit. You can see here some more of this coming up along the top. Just really pretty, really simple. This one is, again, all about this texture in this fallen, decaying log. It's really gorgeous. I love it. And I suspect this is the kind of thing I'm going to be finding all day today, but who knows? We'll keep the options open. We're just going to enjoy the solitude and explore the woods. But this, pretty fantastic way to start. Friends, here's another shot. I've come a little bit off the trail, came down here to the creek bed, cause some rocks back that way grabbed my attention, and then I got distracted and wandered this way. And on this giant rock in the middle of this creek bed, I found a bunch of leaves, kind of nestled in a lot of the moss. And I found this one maple leaf in amongst all of these other birch leaves, and that's kind of what grabbed my attention, was just this one leaf was different than everything else. And that's kind of the composition. It's just a colorful autumn woodland scene, leaf litter sitting on a mossy grass, and it's pretty. It's just kind of, again, this one's all about color and texture, so I love it. Little tiny bit of a focus stack. I'm really just kind of taking 2 images here at an f/16 ISO 500, 1.3 seconds. That's really it. I'm taking 2 images, as I mentioned. One is focused on the stem of this leaf that's kind of poking up a bit, and the other one just on the leaf itself. That's really the primary thing with that. I'm getting everything else in focus at an f/16. It's a nice flat scene. Got my camera positioned directly overhead, flat, and on the same level, same plane as my scene below me. I'll show you here what we're looking at. Here it is. You can see this beautiful maple leaf, what I think is a maple leaf, just sitting in amongst all these other birches. And this bit right here, that's the bit that's kind of sticking up as a little closer to the camera. So I took one focus right there, one other focus right down there in the body of the leaf to get all of that texture and pattern in that, the little tiny droplets of water. Really pretty straightforward, simple scene. Plane flying overhead. There goes the serenity, but still really love it here. But that's the shot, really straightforward. As I said, ISO 500, f/16, 1.3 seconds. Polarizer on there to take a little bit of a glare off of this water, a little tiny bit of a glare. It's also really kind of helping pop those yellows a bit. So as straightforward as it gets. 2 shots stacked together. Lovely woodland scene. I love it. All right, now I gotta scramble back up this hill and keep going down this path. Oh, so much fun. All right, friends, no joke. As I was packing up on my little leaf scene over here, stepping over the log to go back to the path, I found another beautiful little clump of, again, I think they're birch leaves. I'm trying to get better, but they're on this beautiful fallen log here. Just this great little clump of them. I got a really light brown one, a kind of a dark brown one, a medium brown one, just this nice complementary shades of browns and yellows. Green lichen on the log, a little bit of blackened decay of the log. Shot's really straightforward, just got that clump of leaves, a little green lichen in the top, a little dark bark in the bottom. Shooting this one at an f/16, ISO 400, 1.3 seconds. Again, polarizer on there, just to kind of reduce a little bit of a glare from the moisture of the leaves and to really kind of pop those yellows. I'll show you here what we're looking at. It's really pretty. Widen out here for the video frame. So I'm excluding in my still image this leaf over here. This is just about this little cluster right here. This little guy is kind of poking in, looks like he's showing up late to the party, but I don't mind that at all. But this is it. I got this beautiful green lichen here along the top. It's kind of dark decayed. This is not playing much in the image, but it's a nice little contrast in there. This is my focus, just this great cluster, little gang of leaves here, the autumn gang of birch leaves. Really straightforward shot, really pretty, really like it. Just kind of shooting in 4x5, cropping off that leaf on my left. That little lone guy coming into the party late is just barely in frame, just kind of maybe tell a little more story of this guy arriving late to the party. That's the shot. Oh, friends, this one's fun. I don't know if it's really gonna work. I hope that it does, but I really, really love it. I've got this fallen log here above me, and it's got these cool little mushrooms. I don't know what these are. I'm gonna have to look this up when I get home, but they're like growing on the underside of this log, just pancaked and sucked up to it. But on this side of it, there's some that are kind of peeled back at the top, little lip going on, where they've gathered and collecting all the water. So there's little beads of water all along the edge of these mushrooms. It's really, really cool. So I'm shooting up, found a nice big one here with lots of little droplets on the edge, shooting up into the canopy, so it's blown out white in the background, just kind of a little bit of texture with the tree branches, but not much. I'm shooting at a shallow depth of field to throw those out and to get a tight focus on those beads of water. I've decided I like this one in black and white, and I'm probably gonna also like this in a 16:9 aspect ratio. But I'm gonna make all of those decisions, the cropping especially, when I get home. I am currently shooting in black and white just to confirm my suspicions of liking it in black and white, and I do. Now, I'll show you what we're looking at here on the back of the camera. Here, you can see it. This is not in black and white, but imagine this without color. I can do that in post-processing. Here it is without color. But you can see this beautiful mushroom lipped right here with all these great little jewels of water, beaded water just on the edges. And then in the background at that shallow depth of field, throwing all of that out of focus, so there's nothing going on there. Now, the image that I am shooting, all right, we're shooting this one at an f8, 1/10 of a second, ISO 100. There's no detail in that mushroom whatsoever. You can't see it, it's just kind of this black blob, but that's okay. Really, this one is all about these little beads of water on it. I might lift those shadows just a little bit to put some of the texture back in this mushroom, but I don't care. Again, this one's about these beads of water, and if I try to expose for the underside of that mushroom, I'm going to lose some of that sky. I could exposure bracket this, and I may, but I really don't think I want to do it. I'm going to do it because I just said it, and I'm going to do it as a safety. I'm going to get an exposure for that mushroom, and I might blend them, but I really think I like the mystery of this mushroom falling off into darkness, and it just being about those little beaded jewels of water along the edge. Really pretty shot. Really simple. I'm kind of glad I stumbled underneath it here, and I'm about a quarter way through this hike so far, and it's already been an amazing and relaxing and incredible day, and I'm so grateful for it. All right, friends, this is a shot I took 2 years ago, and I don't think it was very good, so I'm trying to do better 2 years later. I'm gonna do that today by being a little slower, a little more considered. I think you can see what draws me into this scene. I've got this awesome tree that's growing over the top of this rock, and it's just kind of gone out over the ledge, and it's curved and it's going up, so it overhangs the rock a bit. But I've got this great big strong tree, this huge root system that is incorporated into this rock, and then this beautiful slab of mossy green rock with these kind of dark tannin streaks on it. Really, really pretty. Tricky lighting a little bit, not too bad. We're getting a nice little shadow on it now. I'm gonna take this shot right now as I sit here and talk to you. It's 5-second exposure, f16, ISO 100. Focusing on the rock, and I'm doing another focus on the tree as well, just to be sure, but f16 should get this whole thing in focus for me, no problem. I am shooting this in an aspect ratio. I kind of like that long, slender feel to this tree, especially the roots just spreading out like they are. So that's the idea behind this. I'm shooting this in 16:9. Let's show you what it looks like through the camera. Here it is. This is almost exactly my still frame, but they got this great tree root going right here, and this beautiful strong rock base in the bottom. Got that kind of reddish green of the bark and that brownish green of the tree. The two kind of come together. I think it makes a really lovely scene. It always amazes me when I walk past it. I mean, granted, I've walked past it 4 times in the last 2 years, once going that way, once coming this way, so twice in one trip. Oh. Hi, tree. Hi, old friend. Oh yeah, I remember this now. Definitely it. All right, my friends, here we are. This is the turnaround point for the Buckeye Trail here in the Hocking Hills State Forest. Such a beautiful spot. I remember enjoying it last time I was here. I imagine I enjoyed it even more this time. This time I set out really just to kind of decompress, to get out, to enjoy some time outside on my own, and I managed to do just that. It was amazing, and I couldn't have asked for anything better, really, and I really do want to thank you for coming along with me. It really does mean a lot to me that you join me on these little outings of mine, and if you enjoyed what you saw here and you'd like to see more, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, tell your friends because the more the merrier, and if you'd like to see some more of my work, head on over to toddhphoto.com. Over there, collection of all the images I've been taking throughout the years, and while you're there, I'd greatly appreciate it if you signed up for my mailing list. There I just mail out advance access to my blog twice a month, and as a member of the mailing list you get free access to download the featured image for 1 week before the blog is published on my website to the public. And if you'd really like to get a piece of my work for yourself to hang up on your walls, I do have a small selection of fine art prints available for sale. Just a small collection of some of my personal favorites in fine artsy clay papers. I think they make a nice little wall decoration, a nice little memento to look at and to escape, even if just for a moment. But like I said, I really do want to thank you for coming along with me. And from Hocking Hills State Forest and the Buckeye Trail, so long, and we'll see you next time.